Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the Outerhaven. It is Karl Mace Smart here. We got a box. It's a box. What's in the box? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be going through today. First of all, I would like to thank the nice people of HeadStart Toys here in Australia for sending this box. Now, I have actually cut the top. Uh, as you can see, there's a certain little sticky here that might give you a hint. It's something to do with an upcoming movie. So, just excuse me while we turn this sideways to get some of the stuff out, and you might notice a certain vehicle that is starting to appear. So basically, for those of you who can't really see everything because my camera's on a big angle, we have the DC Multiverse Flash version of the Batmobile from 1989, as well as the assortment of Flash figures from the upcoming movie. So basically, what we're doing today is we're going to go through this box, have a look at everything, and see how well these are designed. Are they worth the purchase? And basically, who they're for. Are they for collectors? Are they for the general public? We don't know yet, but let's get into it. So, after a little bit of digital trickery here, we have all 6 figures that come in the Flash line here. So, going from left to right, we have Batman. This is the more recent one that we have seen in like Justice League and stuff like that. Then we have the Goat, the good old original 1989. Then we have 2 versions of the Flash, which I believe this one is the Ezra Miller version, if I'm correct, possibly not. I don't actually know too much about the Flash movie myself, just due to just the way I've tried to avoid a lot of the DC Flash stuff at this point in time, because I actually like to be spoiled by movies. So we have another one there. That one says Batman costume. So that's possibly another one that we have. Because I know that there have been 2 Flashes in the trailer. So obviously you'd have 2 Flashes here. Then we have Supergirl, because we are doing Flashpoint, which means we are changing a lot of what's going on in the storylines. And last but not least, we have a Dark Flash of all things. I don't know how he fits into the story. I've been given no descriptions, no actual information on the movie in relation to the characters and the figures that we're about to have a look at. But it's going to be one of those things where I hope that I'm able to understand without actually understanding. So, without further ado, let's sort of jump into each figure as we can. As much as this kills my collector's soul, where I want to make sure that I keep these in boxes for future displays and everything, but because we do have to review them, I gotta do that unfortunate thing and open them. So we'll start off with this more modern Batman. Just excuse me, I'll try and do everything on camera, but I am trying to film this by myself, and I'm no toy reviewer. This is actually the beginning of a relationship between us here at the Outerhaven and HeadStart Toys, and also other companies as well, as we are starting to get a few figures come through. Number one complaint about toys these days: all these security stickers. As much as they're there, so people don't open up the boxes and steal them, these things just become such a pain in the butt. And I'm sure we'll get a second piece of annoyance in just a moment. As you can see, I'm liking the background. Oh, hello. I like the background on these DC figures because you get a lot of old school references and stuff like that to the comic books, which is really nice. We also have a Batman, what looks like an info card. Yes. So let's a good look at that. Data file information on the back there if you're able to read it. This is, as I said, current universe of Bruce Wayne. Not a big fan of most recent Batmans, but especially the one from The Batman. Wasn't a big fan of that movie. Just getting that out, by the way. So we can display him when he... Now we get version 2 of annoyances in packaging. Is all these little ties here that you practically have to be a surgeon to get them fixed, or go around the back. You know what? This is going to take a while. Let me just do a little bit of some digital mimicry and whatnot, and then we'll have a close look at the figures.
One eternity later.
Alrighty, we're back once again. As you can see, we have all 6 figures lined up here. Do apologise if the lighting's a bit off, but that's the problem that you have every now and again. So, Ben Affleck Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman. This is... still can't tell which is which. I believe this one is the Ezra Miller Flash. This is the Ian Lowe younger Flash. Same timeline going backwards. This is Supergirl, and this is Dark Flash. I have no information on this guy whatsoever. Everybody else has been revealed through trailers and everything else. So, there's not really anything I could tell you ahead of time. Like, I'll even show you the data file on this guy. They give nothing away when it comes to Dark Flash, which is good. A lot of toy lines usually give away big plot details when it comes to what's going on in the film. So, the fact that we now know there's a Dark Flash, alright, that's a bit of new information. But we know nothing about him, why he is, who he is, whatever. There has been a Dark Flash in the past with the CW show. They handled that storyline, but how he factors into this film version, we'll never know. So, pretty much all the figures are decently built the same way, but each has their own little differences, of course. We'll start with the more modern line Batman here. One of them comes with a standee. Even the Supergirl has the little addition so you can make it look like she flies. So starting with the Affleck Batman, we'll start from the head. Head's decently sculpted. Can't really tell that's Affleck, but you get a little bit of. It's a bit tight in the neck joints. You can hear all the creaking and everything that's going on with these figures. The cowl looks to be a singleized piece on top. On the back, cloth cape. Haven't seen a good cloth cape on figures in a long time. So that's good to see. Obviously, we move that up. We get some bat butt. Nice armor plating. Shoulders. 90 degree. Looks like a sort of a ball and swivel joint there. Elbow. Ratchet joint. 3-part. Elbow is separate to the bicep and the forearm. And yes, you can make it look like he broke his arm. Wrists, ball joint swivel, with a little bit of a ratchet joint in there. Same thing on the other arm, so I'm not really going to demonstrate that too much. The middle moves back and forth, some side-to-side motion at just below where the ribcage would be. The abs, that actually feels like a bit of rubber there. Bit weird. Batman, obviously, utility belt, bit of back crotch. There's also movements in the hip area below the abdominal part of the figure, so that's how you're able to get a bit of side bend there. But lots of back movement. Oh my god, Bane did a great job on Batman's back there. Not as much forward motion, but that's fine. Same type of ratchet and ball joints in the basically the, well, I guess you'd call that the hip joint. Thighs do move; they are a bit stiff at the moment. Knees, ratchet joint, much like the elbows, 90 degree, 3 separate parts. And then we have, like the wrists, sort of a swivel and ball and ratchet joint type thing there. Overall, it looks nice, solid. Does have alternative hands that go with it. I didn't take any of the accessories out just because they're very fiddly and easily to lose. I didn't want to lose anything that much. The pegs are extremely tight for those of you who are wanting to display them like this. But also be aware that it's only 1 foot that is supported. So with certain figures, you might not get much posability. As you can see with the Flash here, I had to bend that knee forward just to get him stabilized. So moving on to the GOAT, Michael Keaton. This very, very good sculpt, especially in the head. I'm Batman. They managed to capture that really well. He has 180 degree, more than the Affleck Batman, which is quite surprising, because originally this whole top part of the cowl here, anyone who's a bit of a historian in the 89 movies, that is one solid piece. Keaton had probably about a 10 degree movement, so you can basically just do that in suit. So the fact that you have a lot more movement in the figure, interesting. Again, cloth cape, love the cloth capes. You get to see more This is more of an armored version of the 89 suit, because you have like the shoulder pads here that are not a part of the original design. The gauntlets are the same. Chest piece is meant to look like one solid piece, but again, it's multiple joints. Same type of thing, except you have no thigh swivel here in the legs. Same type of ratchet joints for the elbows and knees, and the same versatility with the feet, with the little addition of you can sort of move the foot a little bit more. It gives it a touch more posability, but at the same time, not as much as the Affleck. So, moving on to the flashes. This one, eesh. When trying to pose him in a running pose like that, which was sort of the same way he was in the box, as soon as I got him out and put him on the peg, the entire figure, because this leg was straighter, just sort of went, yep, bang, drop. But, take a look, go for a quick full look at the figure. So I make him just stand still for a second. See, even then, trying to stand him up straight, so much extra adjustment. And even then, I don't know if it's the fact that I've got him on the peg or something, he just looks like he's very right-leaning in the way the figure's designed. Like, it's trying to not maybe overcompensate. But anyway, head again, 360-degree movement on the neck, so that's probably a ball joint. Same type of joint as in the Affleck figure. As you can see in there, the little rotator movement plus a 90-degree angle. Same type of ratchet, 3 points. Hands, rotate, spin around, back and forth. Same thing with the body, 3 sectional. So 1, 2, 3. Legs, once again, no hip, no thigh change there. Same ratchets knees, same technique as the 89 Batman with the feet. But does quite well. I guess he looks like Ezra Miller. Not a big Ezra Miller guy, so I wouldn't know. Again, another Flash, meant to be the same person but different actor. Big difference here is where there's the head and neck. You don't want to try rotating this one; it just looks ugly. But you do have a lot of movement there. Same construction for the hands and arms on the same figure. And pretty much same construction, ratchet, slight movement there, 3-part middle, same thing for the feet. He looks alright. Not really much of a fan of the look, but I like this one, the red one, because that's more akin to traditional Flash as he's been seen for many years. This one is the more movie aesthetic. Don't mind it so much, but glad that we're moving towards a more traditional look. Next, as I mentioned with the stands, this is the only one that comes with an additional part that has a grip hook. The point of the grip hook is exactly as we're doing here. She's floating off the ground. Other than that, pretty much same construction as every other figure. Same type of elbow, shoulder, head, 360 movement. She doesn't move as much in the midsection. It is the same type of 3-point middle system, but it is very limited, and I do apologise. Anybody who knows with my thumbs going, I do apologise. I don't mean to be sexist, it's just trying to demonstrate the figure. Basically, yep, pretty much same construction as the only other figures. The only thing, and this is something I'm going to point out more for collector's sake than anything else, the cape. The cape is a sort of soft plastic. I was hoping for leather. This is soft molded plastic, which means once you get this one out of the box, you're not going to be able to get it back in the box. The hole which the cape goes through probably only goes for about half the cape. Then you have to cut it in order to get the rest of the cape through. So those of you who like to have like your figures on display, like we're having here, and then put them in the box when you're done with them, to put them into storage or something for later, resale, or you just want to move on to whatever next collection you want to put out. She's going to be the hardest to get back in the box because one, the stand is very different, and two, the cape makes it very hard to get her back in the box. But I will admit, outside of the '89 Batman, probably the best figure in the collection. Very well, very sleek design. I like the look of the costume. Works really well with the figure. The head sculpt, lots of very neutral expression, which is a bit weird because I was hoping for a smile or something. But again, this could be a serious moment in the film that we're taking this from. Love the posability. Love the fact that you make her float and look like she's flying. Brilliant. Love it. Need more of this. Then, finally, we get the good old Dark Flash. Now, talk about a very weird figure. Does have 360 head movement, but I wouldn't recommend pushing it. Mainly because of all these extra little rubber spines all over him. That does make passing certain parts, I don't know if you see it there where it's rubbing against one another, that makes it very hard to do. He is a very pointy boy, so again because of the little spines like this, you're not going to get much hand movement here, but does have the same type of design, 3-point middle, ratchet elbows, 3 points, hands movement, nice and easy. No thigh swivel. The only one that has the thigh swivel is this Batman for some reason. Once again, knees very tight, ratchet joints really nice, and the same type of thing on the bottom. Now, just it's good that even the way he's yelling, screaming, or whatever, you can tell nothing. I couldn't even tell you who the actor is and why did they mold his butt. Anyway, you can't really tell anything from the face of who plays the character or anything. It's going to be interesting to see how this character plays out in the movie. So, that pretty much brings to the end of the figure line. I'd definitely say very well made. They're very collector's grade. As they say on the box, these are for 12 and up. These are not meant to be sort of played with as action figures. These are more sort of your entry-level collector figure. If I'm going to say anything for who is probably the good one to pick up, obviously I'm going to go with my bias. I'm going to say you go to Michael Keaton, 89 Batman, or you're going to go to Supergirl. Out of the two Flashes, go for the red Flash, like the bright red Flash, not the more movie version. I find the head sculpt on this one looks a lot better. The helmet fits a lot better. The design is closer to what Flash is, even in modern comics. This has a very... I'd say, if anything, they should have had the CW guy come into play this one and used his suit in this particular format, since they're doing the multiverse hopping thing. That would have worked really well in here. Each character does come with a collector card, as you can see on the down here on the table. But it does have little bits and pieces, like it just tells you bits about each person, so we're going to get a sort of maybe a return to form for the 89 Batman. That one actually tells you that this is the Barry Allen that's done everything and causes the problems. That's the Barry Allen when he goes back in time. And, that Kara has been hidden, so she arrives instead of Karl or Superman. And I've already shown you Dark Flash one, which basically tells you absolutely nothing. Awesome. So with that said, these figures, they are very good value. I haven't got the recommended retail off the top of my head, but usually these ones look at about maybe 30 Australian dollars, probably less in America. If you're a DC fan and you want some very specialized one-off molds, these are the ones to go for. Again, Batman, Supergirl, Dark Flash, get those three. They're your top picks. The other ones, there's been other versions of this Batman that's been done a little bit better, but this isn't bad for the price grade. Again, choose out of the two Flashes, whatever ones you like. They're pretty much interchangeable at this point. Same guy, same thing, same outfit. I just prefer this one. A lot of this loses me because of the head component up the top here. That is a very weird and very ugly looking part of the mold. But now that that's all over, let's get to the part that I'm really excited for, the 1989 Batmobile. So here we go. The main event. One of two vehicles. There's this and a bike that is meant for the Affleck Batman. I'm not really much of a bike person, so I didn't bother to ask for that. But I did have to ask for this. These, as you may know, are made by McFarlane Toys, who's working with DC these days. This is the nice big Batmobile that for the movie. So let's dive into this one. Luckily, hopefully not as much when it comes to unboxing. So I put my good old extracto knife away. Oh, there he's. Oh, I can already tell this is going to be glorious. Oh, nothing else in the box, so we can put the box away. We'll put the box out the way anyway. Because I can tell you now, this will not be going back in the box once I'm done with it. This is going to go straight onto the shelf, if I can ever get it open. Oh, you know it's good. Let's just rip it away. Yeah, come on, there we go. Yes. Throw some of the mess aside. So it looks like we have multiple pieces for this one. These are designed to fit the 7-inch figures, which was the series that I just unboxed and showed everybody. I should have probably kept the 89 Batman out to put him in, but that's not really the point here. So we have the Batmobile, straight out of the box. This is pretty much all you get with it. There's no any extra bits and pieces. No piece of paper, no instructions. But if you have a look at the grooves on there, match up with the grooves on here, should be as simple as pushing it in. Or at least that's what you think. Aha! They fit in eventually. Now we're just going to do the same with the other side. One in, two in, and of course 3 in. And once they're in, whoa, okay, it does take a bit of force to get them out. But once they're in, they're pretty much locked in. So we have the good old 89 Batmobile. Now, I will always say, this is the Batmobile in my opinion. The sleek lines, it just screams Batman. Like a man who's got money puts a jet engine into the front of this type baby. No missile launchers out the top though. It is basically just a plastic shell. She's pretty hollow. Nothing really pops open. You can see some of the construction lines on the bottom. And for those of you who've seen Batman Returns, that would be the bit that would come out and you could turn on an angle. The wheels are rubber with plastic hubcaps. The entire shell is nice dense plastic. You can't really see much on the inside from the front. However, I believe that there is some trick that I do not know off the top of my head on how to get this open. I would say it'd probably be that button there. And then that slides open there. Or you can sling it back. Okay, nice. And even the Batmobile has a trading card. So there you go. I love that Batmobile long forgotten in the Batcave. One of the greatest weapons, if only someone would rediscover it. Well, that's what we're doing right now. So, if you have a look in the inside of the cockpit there, obviously you can see a little steering wheel, doesn't move. Got all those little dials, gadgets, everything else, doesn't move. Chair looks alright. Sure, if I drop the 89 Batman in there, he'll look pretty schmick. The cockpit slides forwards, so that way it replicates the opening of the original, or you can just flip it up to give it sort of an easier to insert the figure style. Put it back down, slide it in, press at the front here, locks down. You want to unlock it. There is a button right there where my finger is. Push that, pop, and you can do all that fun stuff with it. So obviously this is not a fully functional Batmobile. You know, obviously you're not going to get any extra decals or anything for flames out the back. But I will say, for a consumer grade construction, it is one hell of a Batmobile. Like, I am very impressed with this. As I said, I love the 89 Batmobile. It is the best Batmobile in my opinion. I actually have a photo of myself with the 89 Batmobile back from 1989. I also have a photo of my little brother at around about the same age I was when I had my photo taken. He had his photo taken near one of them many years later, 19 years later. Big difference between me and my little brother. It's a memory we both share, that we both have been and had photos with an actual Batmobile from the movie. There is a licensed one in Australia that actually drives around Sydney, and I believe it's for hire. But, again, this best design, I actually have a Lego one I need to make, but for the meantime, I need to find somewhere to put this. This is something I want to display in a place of honor because this is absolutely gorgeous. It is probably going to be a bit pricey, probably double or maybe even triple that. I think I saw about 100 odd, maybe higher in Australian dollars. Obviously lower in America. But again, beautiful, beautiful little bit of accessory. And what I was going to say, man, it's bad. It's the Batmobile. Once again, thank you to HeadStart Toys for allowing me to unbox and have a little mess around with these figures. I look forward to doing more with them in the future. The Batman, Batman. No, it's the Flash movie comes out in 2nd of June here in Australia. I believe it's a worldwide release. Go down to your local cinema, give it a watch. Even if you're just there like me, you're just going to be there for the 89 nostalgia moments. We'll see what happens. Could be a good movie, could be a bad movie. The only way that we'll let you know is if you come back here to the Outerhaven and read our review once it goes live. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day.